On a glorious journey to great academic heights, you need a university that will guarantee hopes of employment without sweltering in a pool of job hunts. I present to you Ndejje University. We are an Anglican university endowed with 3 state-of-the-art campuses in Luero Bombo, the Graduate School in Rubaga, and the Kampala campus along Balintuma Road behind Mengo Hospital. With well-coordinated learning programs ranging from day, evening, weekend, in-service and e-learning, the globally recognized university offers job market competing courses that will surely light your academic path. Our various undergraduate and graduate programs include Business Administration and Management, Engineering and Survey, Basic Sciences and Information Technology, Education, Environment and Agricultural Sciences, Arts, Health Sciences, and many more. With accreditation by the National Council of Higher Education, we now offer a diploma in clinical medicine and community health. We as well take pride in some courses sponsored by the Higher Education Students Financing Board for a loan scheme that will not get you worried of tuition as you pursue your dream. Come ready for an academic adventure on great facilities of learning. You can visit our website on www.ndejjeuniversity.ac.ug. Ndejje University, the fear of God brings knowledge and wisdom.
Get noticed, advertise with us. Call 0714-474-433 or 0759-728-168 to place your bookings now. Ndejje University TV is available on free-to-air, Go TV, and Your TV. Follow us on Facebook, Ndejje TV Live, Twitter at Ndejje TV Live, Instagram, Ndejje TV Live, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ndejje University TV. Ndejje University TV, your source of knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you for watching Ndejje University TV. This is live at 8. My name is ANSLEM OJARU with the news in details. The Uganda National Bureau of Standards Executive Director is under investigations by COSASE for misappropriating 12.5 billion Ugandan shillings. Let's take a look at that story.
The Executive Director of Uganda National Bureau of Standards, David Livingstone Ebiru, explained that he was approached by the chairperson of the council, who informed him about the dismissal from the Inspectorate of Government, and the Trade Minister was directed to the chairman of the National Standards Council, Charles Maseruka, asking for his termination. He also said that he confirmed that he had that discussion with Mr. Mwanje and handed the money through the representative of the chairman, one of the board members, Mr. Omar, who came to his office and picked it in a bag and borrowed the money.
To confirm that at that time in June, this council had not yet been inaugurated because they came 2 months later. So at that time we didn't have the board. So that's when management reviewed the issues, acknowledging the significant gaps in the imports clearance system, as I gave you the background. When the 9th Standards Council came on board, my chairman, they took interest in it. An honorable chairman, you know that these cases don't die. So my proposal is that the board can actually consider reviewing the decision of the ED and take appropriate action which could be possibly suitable.
Ebiru also stated that it is very difficult to sneak anything into this country today unless you have passed through a border where Uganda National Bureau of Standards doesn't exist.
That e-portal today, it can tell you that it is very difficult for you to sneak anything into this country today unless you have passed through a porous border where UNBS does not exist. But we are thinking that any staff would potentially be culpable even if you fired these 5. But also we acknowledge that a year before, court had ordered back 6 staff to the bureau whom we had fired. So as a ED, I looked at the past vis-a-vis the current and realized that circumstances were more or less the same, that there was significant weaknesses in the system, and then acknowledge that it is the role of management to put internal control systems which cannot give staff the opportunity. So as a result, management say that, okay, this is not a disciplinary report, it's an investigation report. Can you do further review?
The chairperson of COSASE, Joel Senyonyi, revealed that out of the total $4.9 million in the country, only $1.5 million had been sent to the consolidated fund, while the remaining $3.4 million was converted and utilized to support the Bureau's operations at its source under the authority of the director.
Management of accountability, which we acknowledge. Our prayers and therefore that your good office considers reviewing the figures. Just before we get to the board. So, I'm coming, Honorable. So you have said 2 staff had to leave. Did they leave of their own volition or did you push them out?
No, they actually resigned.
They resigned
because they could not survive at the headquarters and other functions.
No. Did you ask them to resign or did they resign on their own?
On their own, Chairman.
On their own.
Are you detached from council? I want to get that because once the chairperson also starts, we also start.
The committee further questioned Ebiru regarding the expenditure of 27.3 billion shillings without authorization from the parliament.
And take appropriate action. So, in other words, management empowered me to evaluate and take what I believe should both protect the institution, but also to make sure that we do not go into the potential litigation by this staff. Because if you look at the defense by staff, they were actually denying the offense. So as a result, I took administrative measure, withdraw them from their deployment because that's where they had opportunity, and redeploy them. So I redeploy them to other functions other than the function where they caused the offense. Audit manager is the one assigned to look at that review. He will be able to comment on the actual figure. But
this cause shows you the relationship between the gain account, between the 100 million. You know, he picks picks money whenever he finds it.
The accusations of corruption, irregularities, and failure to discipline staff members involved in financial losses have cast a shadow over the forthcoming audit queries, which will be crucial in determining the extent of the financial mismanagement and ensuring accountability within Uganda National Bureau of Standards. Juliet Namatovu, live at 8.
You know, he picks money whenever he finds it.
The Ministry of Works and Transport, on behalf of government, has promised to issue road safety regulations to help police to enforce the new traffic provisions. This was said by the Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, at a media briefing at Copper Chimney Hotel, Lugogo.
Among the new regulations that the ministry is to make enforcements include the charges upon the broken vehicles that park at the roadsides for technical repair and the punishments unto vehicles that deliberately refuse to carry triangular traffic reflectors.
The new provisions in the law, including, for example, towing away of the vehicles which break on the way, that is a given now. It is not something, once the vehicle breaks on the way, the law provides, Article 58 of the Road Safety Act, provides that within 2 hours that vehicle must be towed off the road, especially if it's in an urban center. If it's in the countryside, maximum 6 hours. Now, we are getting into an arrangement with private players, again using private partnership, with the people who have companies which have towing capacity, and that they will tow these vehicles, and the vehicles towed at the cost of the owner, not government.
Katumba Wamala, the Minister for Works and Transport, says that on 11th August 2023, the Ministry of Health, on behalf of the government, shall issue road safety guidelines and regulations to help the traffic police enforce the new traffic laws.
Pedestrians on the road, just because people cannot respect their lives. So let's all be responsible, and then we hope we shall be able to improve on our road safety. As government, we pledge that we shall make all efforts possible. The laws are there. The regulations, of course, some people are saying the laws was made, but there was no regulations to enable the police to enforce. The regulations are coming out by 11th of August, which I'm sure I will make sure that those regulations come out to enable the police to enforce the new provisions in the law, including.
The campaign is aimed at protecting pedestrians, but however, Katumba urges all road users to take on responsibility and be mindful of their lives while using the roads to avoid careless mistakes that may result into road accidents.
Vehicles, broken vehicles on the roadside. So all these are going to be done, but again, I'll still request that all Ugandans will learn how to behave on our roads and also be disciplined. The other challenge, of course, which we have been facing as a ministry and as the road...
In a related development, the Ministry of Health assures Ugandans that it will continue with its informative health programs in a bid to reduce the risks of road accidents. It is at this very point that it cautions all drivers to avoid driving while drunk. Among its other measures include presenting a driving toll-free line.
As the Ministry of Health will also continue to provide information, for instance, on why it is wrong to drive while you're drunk, use of drugs. Most of the people, you go into a happening place and you don't take the responsibility that you do not need to drive back home if you realize that you're not sober to operate a vehicle. So we need to, during this campaign, to tell our masses the importance of avoiding drunk driving. The other aspect which the Honorable Minister talked about was the assessment. Who qualifies to get...
Superintendent Gamal, on behalf of the traffic police, advises Ugandans to be disciplined while on the road.
And the whole thing is discipline in general. When road users fail to comply with the rules of the road, they tend to become indisciplined. And when they are indisciplined, the enforcement takes its course. My humble call to the road users, we must be disciplined. The self-responsibility the personal responsibility. Most of the accidents we have, they are crashes, not in the sense of it, accidents. Being reckless and careless on the roads, it's leading us to destroy our lives, our property, which end up destroying the development of our economies.
It is of that strategy that the government hopefully shall reduce or completely curb careless road accidents, just as the Ministry of Works and Transport promises the nation. Henry Mogwanya, live at 8.
Negatively impact on the
of ICT and national guidance while giving cabinet resolutions on road safety say that owners of broken down vehicles without triangular reflectors on both sides of their vehicles will be charged with murder in case their vehicles cause accidents. Let's have more on that.
Have a reflector.
During the press briefing, Bariomonsi said that the cabinet is going to amend the laws where the drivers of broken down vehicles alongside roads without triangular reflectors are to be charged with murder in case their parked vehicles cause accidents and perish innocent lives.
Have a reflector and the driver rams into it and there is a death, then the punishment shall also be related to the murder that you have caused. So you'll be charged for murder. And that's a capital offense. And I think the law prescribes that you also die. So if you kill someone, you're also destined to die. If somebody gets severely injured, we shall provide for heavy compensation of the people who have been injured. So the owners of the vehicles stand warned that we are going to amend the laws to put very stringent measures so that we can all be very cautious and careful not to cause loss of life like we have seen.
He added that the cabinet observed the main cause of traffic crashes, which are the human factors like speed driving, fatigue, among others.
That the road traffic crashes are mainly caused by human factors, and these factors include drink driving, overspeeding, distracted driving through use of mobile phones. Somebody is driving and at the same time is speaking on phone, or eating while driving. Factors like fatigue, but also other forms of reckless behavior, such as wrongful overtaking without following the road signs, road rage, impatience, frequent change of lanes. People are driving, then you want to change lane without being careful. Then the issue of abandoned vehicles on carriageways, among others.
The recklessness and indiscipline among border riders was another factor observed by the cabinet and came out with measures which were stipulated by the minister as creating awareness, among others.
That there is recklessness and indiscipline among most of the border riders, and indeed it was observed that the borders have killed and continue to kill more people compared to the other vehicles. So these are some of the observations that Cabinet made. And the Cabinet therefore resolved to decisively deal with these factors through a number of measures, including stepping up enforcement, because we have laws, for instance, which clearly guide us on the use of safety belts, on issues of drink driving, on issues of speed. Some of these provisions are already in the law. Active regulation and management of road transport services. We also agreed to increase road safety sensitization and awareness creation, so that we use the different media platforms to sensitize the public, including the drivers and owners of vehicles, to understand what the law says and how to safely use our roads.
According to the annual crime report of 2022, the country registered 20,394 cases of road accidents compared to 17,443 registered the previous year. 60% of all accidents were as a result of reckless driving, according to the police. Davis Senchindu, live at 8.
Netball Federation and Girls Sports Bet in Uganda have signed a pact ahead of the prestigious 2023 Netball World Cup that will take place in Cape Town, South Africa. Now, this is to help She Cranes during the tournament. Let's have more on that.
The offer was officially unrevealed at She Cranes training base in Naklebe Mpigi, and it is timely barely 8 days to the kickoff of the World Cup in South Africa. The online product executive and marketing at Girls Sports Betting, Alex Matovu, expressed gratitude to associate with a big brand as netball in Uganda. Matovu says, as Girls Sports Betting, we are humbled to work with Uganda Netball Federation. They are a big brand and we wish the Uganda She Cranes the best of luck during the 2023 Netball World Cup.
By supporting the She Cranes, we send a powerful message about our dedication and inclusion in sport. Through this partnership, we also aim to inspire the next generation of netball players, as shown by the She Cranes, can cross in order. The She Cranes serve as a role model, or She Cranes serve as role models, that demonstrating the power of education, discipline, and your person.
The Uganda Netball Federation's marketing director Daniel Utale tagged Girls Sports Betting as yet another family member to the netball fraternity. Utale noted that part of the money from the Girls Sports Betting will directly be given to the players and the rest will be used in the daily operations of the federation activities. He says Girls Sports Betting have come at a time when we needed funding, in the midst of the drought that has come due to the negativity in the press. The She Cranes now have 3 sponsors: Uganda Airlines, leading paints manufacturers Kasai Plascon, and Girls Sports Bet ahead of their 2 tournaments due to CAM World Cup in Cape Town, South Africa, and the African Cup. Uganda She Cranes is pooled in Group D alongside defending champions New Zealand, Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Singapore in the 2023 Netball World Cup starting on the 28th of July to the 6th of August. Geoffrey Amanya, live at 8.
Baby cricket head to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania for the Under-19 World Cup qualifiers, seeking consecutive World Cup appearances. Let's take a look at that.
Uganda will be seeking a consecutive World Cup appearance after making its 3rd Under-19 World Cup appearance in the West Indies in 2022. Uganda has been to the World Cup in 2004, 2006 and 2022, and success in Tanzania will be their appearance. The 2024 Under-19 World Cup will be held in Sri Lanka. The baby cricket cranes have been training under the guidance of head coach Emmanuel Isanes and his assistant head coach Robinson Tunawe. The team had a 1-0 day training camp in India at Sanjay Farm as part of their preparations for the qualifiers. The final 16 squad has spent the last 7 days in a residential camp in Entebbe. Jeremy Kibuka Msoke is quoted to have told the players to believe in themselves for better results.
Just give in your best and you know the results will come.
6 teams that include hosts Tanzania, Uganda, Nigeria, Namibia, Sierra Leone and Kenya will be battling for one slot in the World Cup. Uganda will open its campaign against a tricky Namibia and finish the campaign against Sierra Leone. The team will travel to Dar es Salaam on board Uganda Airlines on Friday 21st of July 2023 and will play their last game on Sunday 23rd of July 2023. Geoffrey Amanya, Moses Morgan, live at 8.
Cranes have been placed in Group C of the 2023 Africa Men's Sevens tournament that will be held in September from the 16th to the 17th in Zimbabwe. Let's have more on that.
The Africa Men's Sevens, formerly the Africa Cup Sevens, is an annual rugby sevens tournament involving African nations organized by the Rugby Africa. Since 2013, the event has been contested on an annual basis. The tournament also acts as a qualifying event for the Rugby World Cup Sevens and Olympic Rugby Sevens as required. It is of this case that Uganda is among the nations to be participating in the tournament, and it is to be represented by the men's team. In the men's tournament, only South Africa and Kenya have participated in Rugby Sevens at the Olympic Games in Rio 2016 and Tokyo 2020. And Kenya has won the title thrice since 2013, including the 2019 Olympic Games qualifier in Johannesburg. Uganda is the current holder of the Rugby Africa Men's Sevens Cup, having beaten Zimbabwe to the title in Kampala last year. The reigning champions will have another early date with the 2022 losing finalists Zimbabwe in the group alongside Burkina Faso and Algeria. The Cranes thrashed Zimbabwe 28-0 at Chadondo last year in April to win their third African title. Uganda previously won the tournament in 2016 and 2017. Uganda was placed in Group C alongside Zimbabwe, Burkina Faso and Algeria. Last year's bronze medalist Kenya leads Group B, which has Zambia, Namibia and Nigeria, while Group A has South Africa, Madagascar, Tunisia and Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast, Nigeria and Uganda's group opponent Algeria qualified through the qualifier event last month in Mauritius. The winner of the tournament will qualify for the 2024 Olympics to be held in Paris, the capital city of France, as the second and third fight for another chance in the qualification tournament. The top two teams will also qualify for the 2024 Challenger Series. Raymond Kato, live at 8.
We've had our third training session, actually after having played a trial match yesterday with the Kawempe team. The game ended 4-2 in our favor, but a lot of work is needed, mostly in the defense. We conceded 2 goals, which I thought we would have prevented if we had polished on these guys well. So during our training today, the area of concentration was so much on the defense, their movement, how do we defend, and actually how do we begin an attack from the back. We actually released the fixture yesterday, and we were playing against Ethiopia, a team that has always disturbed us. It is a good team, they play good football, but I think I'm happy that's the team we're beginning with. On the other part, we don't know how they play. We've not seen them play. I wish if we play second game. But since we're playing the first, we have no problem. Let's go and play that game, which game I'm very optimistic we shall win. Currently the camp, there are some girls who are still missing, very true. But I'm concentrating on the girls I have around. In any case, they join us, anytime they join us, I will be very glad when they come. But all my area of interest now, I'm working on the ones I have around.
That has been live at 8. Thank you very much for watching. My name is ANSLEM OJARU. Till next time, bye-bye.